Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Valpo Coaches Show. It's brought to you by our friends at Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo track and field and cross country programs. In fact, the director of track and field and cross country, Vincent Walker. We'll talk about that promotion here in just a few minutes, but let's start by looking back at the cross country and the indoor track and field seasons. Starting with cross country and numerous performances that ranked in the top 10 in program history. You had the program's highest finish on the men's side at the NCAA regional. What led to some of those improvements for the team during cross country?
Yeah, honestly, I think it was, we've had a lot of success there, and it was a really exciting thing. But I think it was a testament of the hard work that our athletes had, right? I came in last April and kind of turned the world upside down when it came to training and the things that we did and the things they were used to. And, I think just kind of providing a little bit of that different structure and kind of shaking up the way things have gone from them in the past, it really kind of clicked with a lot of them. So some of the mileage came up. We started introducing frequently more long runs. The intensity of the workouts kind of really went up, and I think this led to a really successful season. And I think a big part of it was the student athletes bought into this new program, right? It was kind of scary coming in, and a lot of them weren't sure how it was going to go, but I kind of really pushed on them to just trust the process, and a lot of them did, and it ended up working out really great for us as a team. So really excited about that.
As we think about the indoor track and field season, four individuals setting program records, four different events in which you had program records. What can you say about some of those program records that you saw shattered during this indoor season?
Yeah, it was fun to have four records broken, and some of those records broken multiple times. I mean, Ignacio came out in the first meet of the season and ended up breaking the 800 record to then just do it again at the conference championships. And I think we're looking to have some big goals for outdoor to try to keep shattering records. And then with the men's 5K indoors, I mean, it was funny because Eric ended up setting it at Mayo, and he was in the first heat of the 5K. And then to have Simeon come 15 minutes later and break that record, for then Evan just to come at the conference championships and break it, was fun to kind of see those guys all be in that same world and just kind of like yo-yoing back and forth with each other on the record. And, then even having like Rena come out and break the pentathlon record indoor. I mean, as a true freshman in her first multi to do that, that's really exciting. And we look forward to seeing her continue to shatter her own record. So we expect that one to not be around too long as well. So, I mean, it's been fun to see those records, and I think it sets the tone and kind of going into outdoor and has a lot of people excited of what we can kind of keep building from here.
Let's talk more about the indoor championships. What else stood out to you? What are some of the positive takeaways, some of the things you want to build on or things you want to improve on as you look at the indoor championships this year?
Yeah, first and foremost, it was kind of a big goal of ours is we just wanted to keep moving up places in the conference, right? Like we want to keep kind of climbing that ladder, and to have a really young group is really exciting. I mean, we had multiple like freshmen that were in the conference championships that put points up on the board. I mean, as we know, the Missouri Valley doesn't get any easier year to year, and adding two more teams to be able to have two true freshmen in the triple jump come and score some points, and to be able to have like Tristan in the pole vault be right there at fourth, have Ignacio to step up. So we kind of had a good balance of those veterans kind of showing the younger, group what it kind of takes to be successful at this level. And that has us really excited knowing that, our young guys can take some pressure and be able to handle that situation and put some points on the board. So, one thing we want to work on is obviously like we would have liked to not have a tie with Belmont for seventh. We would like to just have nicked that sixth place kind of spot. So the goal is to try to keep moving up, and outdoor, can we make a statement and even leapfrog another team or two? And on the women's side, to just keep developing and hopefully can get some points on the board there. I think that's our biggest thing is we just want to make a statement in the Missouri Valley and show that we're not here to, just hang about, but we're here to play. So.
It's been an interesting year for you. First, you come in as the head cross country coach last spring. Over the summer, you become interim director of track and field and cross country. And now within the last week or so, shedding the interim portion of that title. What's that been like for you? What does this mean to you to have leadership of track and field and cross country here at Valpo?
Yeah, it's certainly been a whirlwind. Like coming in, just, I was excited to work with the cross country athletes. And, I thought that I've always thought that this is kind of a sleeping giant in school, right? We had very talented athletes, and we just need to figure out what we can do to kind of make them click and can keep jumping. And it was my goal first coming in, like, wow, like we can be a team that, keeps climbing the ladder and can have some, national qualifiers and things like that, or has some all region athletes. And then getting kind of promoted that interim director, I got even more excited because then I got to work with more than just the distance side of things, right? I very much am a coach that loves to build relationships with the student athletes. And like, regardless if I was the interim director or not, like I probably would have been hanging out at, jumps practice and throws practice and just building relationship with the athletes. So now like being able to do that and being more invested in the team and being able to work with the full team to set goals is really exciting. And then getting promoted to the full-time director has just been really exciting. I think it's an honor. I want to be able to keep elevating the program and, leave my own little legacy here is kind of the plan. So
Let's look ahead to the outdoor season. Maybe what are some meets that you're excited about, or who are some of the athletes that are maybe poised for breakout springs outdoors?
yeah. So, I'm really excited. We'll be heading out to Raleigh Relays here with a couple athletes. For an opportunity to get some first big 10Ks in for the season, just because you don't have a lot of opportunities to run those because you might run 1 or 2 10Ks throughout the season. So excited to get that in there. Ignacio is a guy that we're hoping that can get some first round qualifying marks out there. So he'll go out and run the 15 and the 800. Hopefully come away with, we have the goal is to try to walk away with the school record, at least in one of those outdoors, and then be able to get a first round mark, which would be really exciting. We're excited to see some of our younger group, especially like Amelia, throw the hammer outdoor. I mean, she had just lit up this indoor season with a PR, like almost a meter PR every week in the weight. And I do think that we're a better outdoor team than we are indoor. Just because we open up with new events, like we have the disc and the hammer, steeple, 400 hurdles. Like I think that plays to some of our strong suits that we kind of just get by with the indoor season and really build for that. Who else do we got? Tristan, someone who had a really good indoor season and kept building with the pole vaults. We're excited to see him and see if he can have a podium finish this outdoor season. It's hard to pick like just some standouts because I think we're just in a spot as a team that each week we've gotten so much better that it's hard to pick a certain individual. I just think keep your eyes out on the whole track team because there's going to be a lot of records and things going down. But yeah.
All right, very good. Can't wait. Look forward to seeing it unfold during the spring season. Well, there he is, the director of track and field and cross country here at Valpo, Vincent Walker. We'll talk to you again next time on the Valpo Coaches Show. It's sponsored by our friends at Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.